Okay, now with this list, I told you I was not. Elvis is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I can't believe it's up for Best Picture. I can't believe Austin Butler is even in contention because the whole thing is just so. Ugh.
Well, for a lot of people, well, number one, I don't like Baz Luhrmann, so that's why I'm not gonna watch it. But number two, I heard Tom Hanks was fucking terrible in it.
Yeah, that is true too. And
That's what
he
I
doesn't have
heard.
a. I don't think he has a nomination here, does he?
No,
No, he
he,
doesn't.
as a matter of fact, I think they said it was one of the worst performances of the year.
Yeah,
Like
he is not.
But there was an interesting podcast
He
I
is the
listened to the other
wrong
day.
person.
Tom Hanks
That's
doesn't give a fuck anymore.
no, probably not. He played Mister Rogers though.
Yeah.
I want. They should have really gone if they were going to have an unknown. I mean, Austin Butler's kind of an unknown. I never heard of him before this movie. They should have really gotten an unknown to play Colonel Tom because, and somebody from his country because Hanks is just putting on this terrible accent, and just the way the whole thing is put together is just wrong for me. Now, the other one is going to be controversial between us. I really did not care for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is for me, it is a fucking multiverse chick flick, and that's all it is. It's all it is
I'm
about.
sorry you feel that way.
It's about a mother and daughter and their failure to communicate to each other. The best scene in that movie is the two rocks. Okay, that for me. I didn't, but I will give you this: Jamie Lee Curtis should win that Oscar.
What about Key Kwan?
The thing about the problem with him is not really the problem with the actor; it's the problem with the part. He's a beta male. He's not very strong. The whole movie is about women. It's women centric. It is a Lifetime movie, basically. Kiwa, Short Round. I'm just gonna call him Short Round. He's a decent actor. It's nice to see him again after so long. But I really wanted him to be more heroic, and I wanted him to be even his alternate universe self who's supposed to be this take charge guy really isn't. He takes a back seat to Michelle Yeoh in 5 seconds. The whole movie's about women, and it's not anything I can relate to because I'm a guy, and I realize that according to Jennifer Lawrence, there have been no female superhero characters ever, and I'm wrong just for having a penis, but I really couldn't get behind the movie. It was just kind of, and also the editing really destroys it for me. It put me in a bad mood already because they were trying to tell the story, but they weren't really trying to tell the story because they just kept interjecting all this bizarre machine gun editing throughout the whole thing, and the visual effects were really giving me a headache too. So there was a lot there that I would do differently. I would have done it a little more small scale, which is kind of strange because if you look at the budget, apparently it's like 25 to 30 million
Yeah,
dollars.
25 million. Yeah.
So technically, it was a hit, even though it only made $100 million. But that would be considered an extreme flop. But it would be very good by A24 standards. But if Universal or Warner's or Paramount released this movie, it would be a complete flop.
Yeah,
You know,
A24 put a lot of money into that. I'm surprised.
they probably
put a
put all
lot.
their money into that.
Yeah, and
A24, by the way, they got the majority of nominations this year.
yes, they did.
That's very impressive, and I know why. They're apologizing for Uncut Gems. The fact that
Yeah.
Uncut Gems was completely snubbed.
Yeah.
I showed that. We showed the movie to Regan because me and Bronwyn went to see it in the movies. We watched an unauthorized cut of Uncut Gems, and then I so enjoyed the film that I had to drag my wife to see it. It was one of the last movies I think we saw before COVID kicked off. That or Parasite, I'm not sure.
A24 has been knocking it out of the fucking park, man. X and Pearl, two really good horror movies that came out last year.
I've heard about X because the poster is kind of like it's a grindhouse looking poster.
Yeah, and it's a good movie too. And like Pearl was actually the better movie of the two.
Pearl,
But
I don't
Pearl
know.
was shot in fucking secret. That's what got me is like how Pearl was totally shot in fucking secret. And like, hey, by the way, X came out. We made a prequel, and it's coming out in 6 months. I'm like,
Cool.
A24, man, they're knocking it out of the park. I mean,
It
and
almost sounds like they've
also
got.
made up for Midsommar and Hereditary. They also
Oh,
made up for
God.
that crap. They
Oh
made
my
up for that
God.
garbage ass fucking movie.
Oh
dude.
my God.
Yeah, they made up for that.
Speaking of, I don't know if you've read my review.
But for every I've been touting some good A24, but we're going to talk about some bad A24 that came out last year. This isn't even an Oscar nomination. This is this movie called Bodies, Bodies, Bodies.
Haven't
Fuck
heard of that one.
me, the ending of that movie pissed me off to no fucking end.
Not as badly as Black Snake Moan. I assume.
Oh, dude, the ending ruined what could have been a good fucking movie. Like, and I'm sitting here like, how is it that all you idiots think this is a great horror movie, But oh, that's right. You're all a bunch of fucking 20-somethings. You know nothing about fucking horror movies. You don't know what good horror is. No bullshit, man. Best horror movie last year was fucking Barbarian. Okay? It had a plot hole, but it was a good fucking movie.
And
Smile
you
was
mentioned
another
that.
movie that pissed me off.
Smile.
Pissed
Oh
me
yeah,
off.
that one
Smile
I know
pissed
from the
me off.
that one I know from the viral marketing, because apparently they sent a bunch of people out to sporting events to get on camera and smile.
Yeah. All that
creepily.
movie was, dude, it was an R-rated version of The Ring. That's all it was.
Oh, okay.
A straight-up Ring ripoff, but it was just R-rated and had more gore.
There is
Barbarian and The Menu was fucking awesome too.
the Menu is. I wrote my review up of The Menu for VHS Rewind. It was the best movie of 2022.
That's I love
hands
I
down.
love The Menu.
Hands down. I was absolutely. That was brilliant. That movie was fucking brilliant. Anyway, no nominations, by the way, for The Menu this year. Instead, we get 2 nominations for fucking Glass Onion. Fuck you, Rian Johnson.
Nah.
Anyway, I just want to say, there is another movie here, All Quiet on the Western Front, which is a Netflix movie I haven't gotten around to seeing yet. And then you have The Banshees of Inisherin, which sounds interesting. That one actually seems interesting to me. And it's got Mike's daughter from Better Call Saul, nominated for an Oscar.
Yeah, Carrie Condon, right?
Carrie Condon. Out of nowhere gets a nomination for this film. And also, it got a bunch of nominations. It got picture, director, it got actor, it got
supporting actor.
It got 2 supporting actor nominations and 1 supporting actress, and original screenplay. So this is one of a few movies to get major nominations in all categories. And then after that, you have something called The Fabelmans, which is Spielberg again. Basically, this is his Oscar bait.
Yeah, but everyone said it was like a great movie, though. Everyone who's seen it has like raved about it.
I guess.
But here's my thing is, I don't want to see your life story, bro. It's like I don't want to see.
Don't we know enough about him?
I grew up with it, dude. We grew up with him. Yeah. Why do we need to see the man's life story? We fucking grew up with Spielberg. So we don't need to see this.
There's only one reason I would ever watch this movie.
Okay.
David Lynch.
I thought you were going to say Judd Hirsch, but okay.
No, David Lynch. I want to see David Lynch acting because I know he's going to be like, now I want you to go over here, and then you're going to talk to this guy over here. And what are you doing in my office, little boy? Me and Regan have kind of like a love affair with David Lynch. We just love him because he's just so loud.
He's quirky. We prefer to call him quirky.
Plus, we love his movies. We love watching, like, me and Regan, we love Eraserhead, and we love what else?
Well, Blue Velvet, of course.
Blue Velvet, The Elephant Man, Dune. We even love the original Dune. And I got to say,
how about Wild at Heart?
Wild at Heart is not a favorite of mine anyway. I like Lost Highway, like Mulholland Drive is fucking awesome. That is one of the most awesome movies ever. Okay, so let's move on. I want to talk about Tar for a second. I never got to see it, but I really have a lot of respect for Todd Field. I love his movies.
He's only made 3 fucking movies, right?
Maybe 2, I think.
Didn't he make Little Children?
He made Little Children. He made In the Bedroom.
And then he did that one other fucking movie. I know the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue.
In the Bedroom.
In the Bedroom. Thank you.
That was his first movie.
And then Tar.
His first movie was In the Bedroom, early 2000s, and then Little Children a couple of years later, and then he just completely, fucked off for like 15 years, and then made this movie. And the thing I've heard about the movie because it's controversial, and the reason it's controversial is because basically it's Whiplash, but you take out J.K. Simmons and put in
Cate
Blanchett as a politically incorrect music conductor, but this time it's classical music. And I've heard she's good. I saw some scenes with her. She looks really good. This is a tough one because nobody knows, and it's not going to be very satisfying should he win. And we must always remember, my good Froelich, that these Oscars are basically a show. They're not necessarily to award the best of the best of the best.
Right.
It's political. It is political, and that's why the next 2 entries I've never even heard of, which are Triangle of Sadness and Women Talking, I heard because you mentioned it. You said something. And then I looked up Women Talking.
Well, Sarah Polley, of course. I know you know Sarah Polley.
Sarah Polley, Dawn of the Dead remake.
Yeah.
No, but she is actually a fine director. She made a movie with... She made a movie about Alzheimer's, and it was called Affliction, I think.
Okay.
And it was with Julie Christie and Nick Nolte, I think.
That was wow. Affliction. That movie came out years ago.
That was but it got a bunch of nominations. Frances McDormand is involved with this, which means it's going to be basically about how women are treated terribly, or something along those lines. I don't know. Whatever. That I wouldn't be surprised if that got a few, you know.
Well, there's talk it may win Best Adapted. That was because Sarah Polley ended up winning at the WGAs last week, and she got for Best Adapted. So she may actually win.
She was in. I used to watch Friday the 13th, the series. It was one of my favorite shows back in the late '80s, early '90s, and she was.
Well, you know why? She comes from Canada, and they tell her she's slow, eh?
She's a hose head. She was in a very early episode where she played a little girl with an evil doll. It was really cool.
Oh, you forget about one of my favorite movies that has her in it, though. Fucking Go.
Oh, I remember that one.
She was great in Go. I love that movie.
Amores Perros, Pulp Fiction, circular narrative type movies.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to look up. I'm looking at Triangle of Sadness, and it's a satirical black comedy. I've noticed this of recent.
And that one has Olivia Colman, right?
No.
Oh, who's in Triangle of Sadness?
It's a bunch of people I've never heard of.
Okay, there's this one movie that Olivia Colman was supposed to be in. She got like a nomination for it, but the movie itself was not that great.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was.
No, let me see. Actress Olivia Colman. Where the fuck? I don't see her here. She was last year, wasn't she?
I must be wrong. Okay.
Olivia Colman. You've got. Where is she? I saw her. Oh, she was nominated for Lost Daughter last year. She lost to Jessica Chastain. The Lost Daughter lost. This one is. I wanted to make mention of the return of the satirical black comedy film, because we were talking about The Menu, of course, right?
Right.
But before that, you had Get Out. But before Get Out, you had something else. There was another movie. Damn it. You know, my wife mentioned it because we watched a movie last night, and it was really good, too. I must recommend it to you. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's called The Hunt. And it
great movie, dude. Oh, I loved it. Hilary Swank.
Oh,
good fucking movie, dude.
I remember
people were a little underwhelmed by it, like after, because they made this big deal out of it, and it got pulled for a little while. No, and then it came back out.
It was COVID. COVID killed the release because it was released exactly 1 week before the lockdown started. So
I heard there was something. Okay, may or may not have been something else, but people were talking about it, and a lot of people were mad when it came out.
Just because of the politics. They were obviously
so fucking good, man.
They were making fun. I mean, the funny thing about it is they were making fun of both sides, but it was told from the point of view of I guess what you call redneck conservatives or something. So it was very political, but they were also making fun of groups. And I don't know, everybody's political alliances came into question as a result of the film. But I thought it was brilliant, and it was, again, made in the tradition of the kind of the black comedy satire of horror, you know?
Right.
So you have that, and I was thinking of Parasite too. It's part of that kind of thing in The Menu. So it all sort of, but damn it, I mean, Get Out was another one, but there was one.
See, that's, unfortunately, I go back, that's what Bodies tried to be, was like this good horror satire. But it had like just this ending that.
Oh, really, Ready or Not. Ready or Not is another.
Ready or Not was great too.
That's another one. It's kind of satirical black comedy horror thing going on there. But you said this Bodies, whatever.
Bodies. Again, A24. It could have been good, but it just had a terrible ending. It was a twist ending, but it was just a bad twist ending. I didn't like it at all. It pissed me off. I cleansed my palate after that and decided to watch Scream 5. Which actually was a very pleasant experience, made by the guys, ironically enough, who did Ready or Not, Radio Silence.
Oh.
And Scream 5 actually was pretty good. I'm not going to say it was the best Scream movie, but I will say this. It was better than 3 and 4. Not as good as 1 and 2, but better than 3 and 4. So it sits in the middle for me, which I'm 100% fine with. They made a sequel that outdid 2 of the other sequels, so good on them.
Scream 4 was abysmal. I couldn't believe how terrible.
Well, Scream 4 was better than Scream 3, though. Scream 3 pissed me off. Scream 4 was a step in the right direction, but it still wasn't that great. And then Scream 5 was like, good. You let it rest for 10 years, and you put a good, fresh twist on it. You know, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
All right, so let's talk about, I mean, like, just
Well,
Predictions.
yeah, I literally was just about to say predictions. So here's what I'll tell you right here and now. Best picture, best director, best screenplay, everything everywhere is getting it. If you think otherwise, I want to hear your thoughts, but I think
Okay.
everything everywhere is going to
Well,
sweep
there's
those
two.
three.
Let's just say there's two different categories here. There's should and will.
There should and will. You're absolutely correct.
So what is should and will? You're saying both?
Well, okay.
You're saying everything everywhere all at once will
I
win
honestly
or
think
should win?
everything everywhere. I think it should get best director and it should get best picture because at the end of the day, it was an extremely original movie. Also, it was one of them rare movies that came out like right when the Oscars hit last year, 2022, and people never forgot about it. Like movies that come out 9 months or 10 months, 11 months before the nominations, they usually get forgotten about.
Hmm.
And the fact that this movie came out
Yeah, it's
early
very
in
rare. I mean,
2022
like,
and it has all this fucking momentum behind it. And let's not also forget the other big thing. This movie has swept the other big four. It has swept the WGAs, the SAGs, the Producers Guild, and the DGA. If it wins the Oscar for Best Picture, it's a clean sweep. No other film in history has done that. It would be a clean fucking sweep. So that's a will and should for me. I
will and
want it to
should.
win.
The
I
whole
really
thing.
do. I think it
All right,
should
now,
win, and I want it to win.
then what about like best actor?
Okay, who I want to win is Brendan Fraser.
Okay.
Who I think is going to win is Austin Butler. My dark horse is what's his nuts? Colin Farrell. He's my dark horse
Hmm.
because dude, it would be a good upset if he pulled that one off.
Okay.
It would be a hell of an upset, and I'd be happy with it because Colin Farrell, he's been around for 20 plus years in the industry. He's done a body of great work. If he wins, I think it would be pretty awesome if he did. I wouldn't be upset about it. Austin Butler, I really don't care about Elvis. I don't want to see it. Brendan Fraser, that would just be the icing on the cake for his career, like just like Key Kwan, you've been gone for all these years and all of a sudden you came back.
Okay.
Well, what do you now?
Okay, for
Best
me.
picture, what do you think should win? I mean, what do you think's gonna? What do you think should?
Okay. I think Tar should win because they've denied Todd Field twice before in the past. What will win will probably be. No. This is a tough one. Jesus. I think Everything Everywhere All at Once will win, but it doesn't deserve it, frankly. The problem, okay, but the problem is it's problematic. Oh, I hadn't thought about this because it is problematic because of Hollywood's relationship with China. And this is a movie that China hates and wants you to forget. If we declare war on China
because it
tomorrow,
has lesbian characters in it. That's why.
it's so fucking bizarre, which I don't understand. I mean, it's barely anything. You didn't even have to make the daughter lesbian. I feel like they were pulling at some short hairs on China's back with that one. They didn't even have to make the character. They could have just made her young. All you have to do for a mother and daughter to not communicate. Look, my wife and daughter had a fight last night. It had nothing to do with her sexual orientation.
Right.
They just had a fight because she just my daughter gets really depressed and doesn't want to do her homework or anything like that. So she's like she was crying last night. I stayed out of it this time because I tend to get really upset with her because I remember when I was a kid. Anyway, that's really at the core of what it's about. But unfortunately, it pisses off the Chinese, and that's where we get most of our money from for Hollywood these days.
Yeah.
It may not win as a result of that. So if it doesn't win as a result of politics, it's not going to be All Quiet on the Western Front, obviously, because that's already been nominated for Best International.
But
and
then again,
probably win that
Parasite.
one.
But Parasite pulled the upset 3 years ago.
But I don't think they're going to do that again.
I don't think,
and especially not for this too, because it's not.
Well, because
it's
but
not
then
original.
also you also have to remember All Quiet did get the BAFTA.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, again, it's.
But they've made like 7
I'm not going to count it out. I'm not going to count it out. It may, but I agree with you though. I think it's a shoo-in for international feature, but when it comes to Best Picture, I think its chances are very slim.
Okay. Now, wait one more time. I just need to check. I need to look at Triangle of Sadness one more time. Triangle of Sadness looks like another one of those Eat the Rich type movies. No, that's not going to win. It's not going to be Avatar because nobody knows about this fucking movie. It's not going to be Banshees because that's a little too
Yeah.
obscure. It's not going to be Elvis because I hate Baz Luhrmann. Now it could either okay, serious contenders. This might
Top Gun Maverick, I think,
no
is a
no
contender.
no.
You
No,
don't think
I don't
so?
think no. Too much. It's too popular. We're not doing that anymore. We're not doing Titanic anymore. It's going to be either The Fabelmans or Women Talking are going to win. If it's not Everything Everywhere All at Once, it'll be either of those two. The Fabelmans, apology to Spielberg for last year and for the flop that was West Side Story, and Women Talking, Women Are Awesome, Men Suck.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. That's what
I
it
can
is.
agree with that.
Okay, now as for director, it probably will be everything, but it should be Todd Field. As for actor,
That one I can agree with. Todd, if Todd Field walked away, it would be a major upset. Number one, but it would be like, fuck yeah, go Todd Field.
You know what Todd Field is? He is like, okay, basically, he was in Eyes Wide Shut. He was after he was in Ruby in Paradise. It was fantastic in that film. He was in Eyes Wide Shut. He took some of Kubrick's team with him when he made Little Children. No, when he made In the Bedroom. And then he continued to work. The guy is kind of like a recluse. He doesn't do interviews. He doesn't do press. But as a director, he is truly an actor's director. He knows how to get the best performances out of all. And notice, every actress and actor, the main actors in all his movies have been nominated for something.
Yeah, Little Children, I think the only nomination that one got was, I believe,
Kate
screenplay and... Oh, yeah, Kate Winslet, and then Jackie Earle Haley.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right, absolutely right. Yeah, screenplay and then the two acting nods.
He is incredible with actors. He just gets great performances. Now, for Best Actor, I'm going to say probably... I don't know about After Sun or Living. I never heard of these, but Bill Nighy has always scared the fuck out of me because he's always this scary-looking British dude. in everything that he's in. He was in Shaun of the Dead, and he scared the fuck out of me. Just being a stepdad.
I could honestly say with you, he's like a dark horse. Like, dude, brutal honesty in the acting category. Like, okay, so we have, let's just run down the list. We got Brendan Fraser, we have Colin Farrell, we have Bill Nye, and then we have, who else? Who else do we have?
Paul Mescal for After Sun.
Okay, that's not, he ain't gonna win.
Never heard of him.
He ain't gonna win.
I'm gonna say, but should and will probably both be Brendan Fraser. The guy gained weight. He gained some weight. He's also wore a fat suit. But just for that, we're talking about the actor has always been an honest award because it's given out to the best. Like there are some actors who have absolutely moved me to tears. Brenda Blethyn in this Mike Leigh movie called Secrets and Lies.
Yeah, I heard.
She is absolutely brilliant. She won the Oscar, and she deserved the Oscar for that. Actor awards have always been honest. Supporting, not so much. Supporting has been something.
Austin Butler. So outside of the guy from After Sun, okay, the other four people like Colin Farrell, Austin Butler, Brendan Fraser, and Bill Nye. It's still a tight race between the four. I think Bill Nye is more towards the bottom of it, so it's pretty much going to be like a three-way thing. It's like one of those three is definitely.
I'm going to say it's got to be Brendan Fraser. I mean, like for me, Austin Butler as Elvis. Everyone has played Elvis. This is nothing new. He's just doing the thing he always does, which is just like I'm going to play some music and have sex with underage girls.
But the fucking Academy, they like biopic performances. I mean,
but there's no performance though. That's the problem with the film. It's Baz Luhrmann, which means it's a lot of machine gun editing, and none of it makes any sense, and it washes over you, and you don't feel like you feel really sick after you're finished watching the film.
Yeah.
The two Baz Luhrmann movies that I really enjoy are
Romeo and Juliet.
And Strictly Ballroom. I can't watch Moulin Rouge. God,
I've seen it once. I will say this much: I did not hate Moulin Rouge. Okay, but Romeo and Juliet,
I liked Australia.
Dude, I was a kid in the '90s, and that was a popular fucking thing. And of course, I saw it because I had to do my freshman year of high school. I had to read Romeo and Juliet for it was my final that year. So of course, I saw the remake. Of course, I saw that, the modernized version, and I do like the movie, but I don't like Baz Luhrmann. I cannot fucking stand him. I don't like his visual style. I don't like his in-your-facedness. I cannot stand the guy. I really can't. So I'm
I agree.
hoping that the Academy sees the same thing. I'm hoping it doesn't win. I mean, if Austin Butler wins, oh, great. Another Best Actor acting performance thrown to the wayside. You know,
Okay, so for Best Actress, I say that Kate Blanchett should probably win for Tar, but Michelle Yeoh is very close to winning, but unfortunately,
it's dude,
Michelle
it's tight. That
Michelle
one right
Yeoh
there,
has
man,
been
it's tight.
complaining lately about the fact that she's Asian or something. She's like complaining that she, I don't know, isn't treated very well for being Asian. She may get it, but Kate probably deserves it more. Um,
I don't. You see, here's the thing. I'm not gonna say Kate doesn't deserve it, but the fact remains that she's already gotten 2 Oscars, and that Michelle Yeoh has never been nominated once, and the
well,
Academy might give it to her anyway.
how about
I
the
mean,
fact that Kate Blanchett's such an awesome actress? Michelle Williams is a fine actress too, but I don't see
she
her
is,
winning
but it's
anything.
not her turn. It's not her turn.
It's not her turn.
Not her turn. I mean, you also have to look at what happened at the Independent Spirit Awards this year. Um, did you notice how they merged the acting categories? I don't know if you knew about that.
No, no, I didn't. Tell me.
Yeah, they no longer go by gender. They say best overall performance. So in the supporting category, it was a field of 10 nominations, men and women. Same with the acting. So it was
Oh,
just
you mean they?
best. It
Okay,
was
so
best overall performance, right?
yeah, and you know why they did
Michelle
that though.
Yeoh got the best overall at the Independent Spirit Awards, and Ki Kwan got it for supporting actor.
Okay, you know why they did that.
Wokeness.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't.
I
There's
get that.
no difference
Yeah.
now between men and women. There's no actress anymore. There's no actor.
Let's just take that out of the equation here. The only thing Kate Blanchett has actually like really gotten outside of a few critics choice circles is she got the Golden Globe. But by contrast, so did Michelle Yeoh because they split the categories.
Hmm.
But when it came down to the SAGs, and I even told you this in conversation, if Michelle Yeoh wins the SAG, she's probably going to get the Oscar, and she got the fucking SAG. She beat out Kate Blanchett. And that right there was
All
just
right,
like,
so you're
holy
saying,
shit.
all
I
right,
think
all
Michelle
right, all
Yeoh's going to
right,
get it.
fine.
Michelle Yeoh deserves it, and I
I'll
think she's going to
change.
get it.
I'll change that for that reason. Kate Blanchett has been honored enough, but Kate Blanchett is playing something that is kind of a rarity now in cinema, which is the unlikable female, the
Right. And
deliberately
I
unlikable
have no
female.
doubt it's a powerhouse performance. I have no fucking doubt. It's just a matter of, Kate, you've gotten it twice.
Now
You know,
women in movies are being elevated to godhood practically. Yeah, maybe Michelle Yeoh deserves it, but the thing is, I liked her more in she was great in
well, Crouching Tiger, she was great in Crouching
Crouching
Tiger.
Tiger. Yes. Oh my God, didn't she get nominated for that? She
No,
didn't.
she was not nominated.
Huh. I love that
She's
film.
never been nominated until now. This
And
is
she
the
was
first
also
one.
great in that other one, the James Bond movie. That was
Yes,
awesome.
Tomorrow Never Dies.
Tomorrow never dies. Now for
Crazy
supporting,
Rich Asians, she was good in Crazy. From what I understand, she was really good in Crazy
I've
Rich
seen the
Asians.
movie, and it's totally not our wheelhouse, as you would say.
Yeah, not in our wheelhouse.
Crazy Rich Asians, I just don't understand. Take all the money you have and just give it away, please. Just give it away. You don't need it. It's going to destroy your life. Anyway,